All right, well, hello and welcome back as we are getting ready for the first match of the night and of the week over in Pixel. Of course, Prism is already at 3 games deep, but need to see Pixel start to catch up as they're going to have the Bedford Bulldogs taking on the Buffalo Lake Effect here. Of course, Bedford currently at 2-3, winning their last game, but a 3-game slide in the middle following a week 1 win. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, a couple game 5s in there against gray-blue teams, but 0 wins on the season so far. And so Bedford are stuck in the middle of things while Buffalo are trying to climb out from the bottom. Moving over to our weekly schedule, of course, no games played so far. I think probably, honestly, every game matters. I just have to say, now that we're to that point, every game matters. Because those top 2 are direct, we'll get to the scenarios, but those top 2 are direct clinching. Madison-Boston, which is the game after this one, should be a banger and could very well matter for clinching. And then those bottom 2 also matter for these teams. As we can look at our standings, again, 2 teams at 5-0, 2 at 4-1, then a 3-way tie at 2-3, Vancouver alone at 1-4, and the bottom 2 at 0-5. Moving over to the scenarios, first off, again, those top 2 5-0 teams both clinch with a win, but there is also the option, because just like Prism, the line is currently at 6, but it can come down to 5 if Bedford, Loudoun, and Vancouver all lose in this week. That is because then there would be 3 teams with 5 losses, and Bedford and Loudoun both play each other, so even though they would only have 4, one of them would be guaranteed to reach 5. And so that means that these teams also could clinch with 5 wins. However, because Incheon play Vancouver, they can't lose and also have that condition happen, and so they need to win. Over with the next 2 4-1 teams then, we have Madison and Boston, who, of course, play each other, and so only the winner will have a chance to clinch. But then on top of that, they will need those 3 losses to happen because they can only reach 5 wins. All right, moving on to our stats then, is Craney and Zilch are your key players, while the team averages are in favor of Bedford at a 5-1 split, with saves being the one going the other way, as we often point out. They are pretty clearly in favor of Craney, although shot percentage goes to Lynx, assists go to Frighten, and there's a tie on demos. Meanwhile, Zilch and Louis tied, as of course Louis is also the new player to the team, replacing Mew on the roster. I believe that was a free agent move, although I think it was a trade. Let me look. And it was a 1-for-1 player trade. So, there are your stats. I think I have to favor Bedford. They have looked better on the season. Their stats are better. And they've just collected more wins. But we, of course, can choose to believe. And I don't think it's one-sided enough to not say that there is a potential of a good game here. So we'll hope for something, but we'll see how it goes. Prediction, I'm going to go Bedford 3-2. I'm going to believe in a close game, but again, we'll have to see, as I think we have everyone in. And so we're good to jump into this one for the first game of the night. We're going to have Bedford in blue, Buffalo in orange. Bedford currently holding a top 6 spot, sitting at 5th, but they're going to want to win if they want to secure it, because they are only tied for it. While, of course, their opponent's sitting at 0-5, trying to get their first win on the board and trying to avoid being locked into that play-in early. There's a chance for a shot, but it'll go wide. He's now pinched out again. This one popped back in the air. Lynx trying to double it down. No dunk on it. Craney now playing it wide. Now bouncing away. This one followed back. I think that's Frighten. Perchance. I don't know exactly. I'll probably want to ask about that. This one now caught down by Zilch. He'll get it around into the corner. This one bouncing back again. Louis trying to bounce it up. Lynx now another touch away. Rainy passing across. I guess it's Bozy or Frighten, right? I don't know, because all four are there. I guess, wait. Frighten left, so it's Bozy. Cool. As this one's tapped down. Louis, though, not quite going to connect on it. Bozy now ending up with a free net. This one dunked down, bouncing towards, and Craney is there to secure. There's goal number 1 over to Bedford. As it's going to be Craney getting the last touch in. And so, by the way, Frighten, if you're listening, that's Bozy, right? Can we confirm that? As Zilch is trying to play it up into the corner, dropping back down again. Lynx will play it away. Lynx now following it downfield, getting a 50. Blocked pretty even for the moment. Neo now banging it downfield, looking for a read. Craney drops it down. It's a little bit awkward. But Zilch is just in the corner. Cool. Probably should have done a name change, but I mean, I guess I didn't pay attention to call for it before. I'll probably message Lynx between games to try to get him to do that, just so Jay knows, but, you know. As this one's downfield, I mean, clearly it's a different account, it seems. So, this one around the outside again. Craney trying to bounce it away. Neo now up off the right side. Louis off the corner again, dropping it down. Bozy looking for a touch. Lynx will get a pop away. Neo diving in, drops it down. 2 minutes in, we've been quite back and forth. Of course, 1 goal on the board in favor of Bedford, but that one kind of felt random. That there wasn't really a whole lot of pressure building up to it, and it feels like that hasn't been the run of play because we've just been back and forth the entire time, maybe even favoring Buffalo. But even with that, we haven't seen a lot of shots out of them as they are still scoreless here halfway through this game. I mean, fair. I still need to message Jay about it, but, you know. Or message Lynx to try to get him to file a name change just so Jay knows, because it is very different. As, yeah, it is just a different name. It is his account, though, because that is his account fully. But either way, it is now 2-0 as Bozy adds on 1 more. And so Bedford double their lead halfway through this. As this one's played downfield, pinched back around. Now up towards the ceiling again, dropping back down. Zilch will roll it up the right wall. Now bouncing downfield. Neo dropping it in. Played back the other way. Now Lynx a pinch downfield. Cranial jump up. He'll knock it down. Zilch will dunk it off the corner. Now up off the back wall again. This one dropped down. Lynx staying with it up the right side. It'll bounce back down off the ceiling. Louis not able to connect on that one. And now Neo around the outside. Cranial get the pinch down. Zilch gets even on the 50. Neo now gets it away. Lynx trying to get it back in. It's just dunked out to the side. Craney overruns it. That'll give some space to Zilch. He'll go even on the 50. Now downfield. Neo far down. 2-1. Buffalo get their first of the game. And they are back within 1. 86 seconds left to go. And this one is very much within reach. If we can see that continue into more offense for the Lake effect. Bozy now trying to control it, following it downfield. Now Neo trying for a touchdown. Craney following it. He'll get a good catch out to the side. Won't get the next touch, but neither will the Buffalo player. Zilch, though, good dunk. Will force Bozy to play it, but he gets a good touch in the end. Now off the side wall, Bozy rolls the shot, but Louis there in plenty of time. 1 minute left to go. That one does threaten the net, but Craney's there in plenty of time. Now just another high clear. Banged off the back wall, dropping down. Everyone's missing, and the shot rolls wide. Zilch now to the right side. 45 seconds left to go. Still a lead here for Bedford. And it's kind of starting to run short on time for Buffalo, but of course, still not over yet. 30 seconds now. There's a big miss. Surely someone's there, and it is in. It felt like they took too long. but eventually the shot is true. Neo runs in, and he ties the game for Buffalo. Now dropping down again as this game is tied. Buffalo have pulled it back from 2-0 down to tied at 2. A shot here, though, is, of course, Bedford very much still alive in this one. They can turn the momentum right back. Final 5 seconds now. Dropping Cranial, get a clear. Time will run out, and we have overtime in game number 1. Now Bozy gonna get a lighter touch, but Louis gets control. He'll pass to Neo. Neo, it's saved on the line. Links now to the right side. Zilch is already there. Another one centered down. Craney trying to get it out. Neo diving aggressively, but he'll win the 50 in. Now Neo, not gonna get a touch there. Zilch will, but it stays wide. Louis diving in, he'll get it to the back wall. Craney trying to play it from there. Neo's still around, and he'll dunk it over to the other corner. Louis will make things awkward with a boost steal, but won't be able to get a challenge, as it will instead be Zilch, and he'll win it forward. Zilch now down, but Louis a little too close. Won't get a good 50, and he'll go all the way the other way. Neo now, that's not a clear. Bozy drops it down. High above the net, 50'd off the bar again. Craney diving, it's way out for a throw-in. Still the pressure is on for Bedford, and no one is in the net. Buffalo abandon the play. No one is covering, and despite the change in momentum, the Bulldogs pull it back, and they take the first game of the series. They'll be pretty even in shots, as Bedford will just barely outshoot them 8-7. But, I mean, a very close game, a very back and forth game. But in the end, of course, does go the way of Bedford. And now for Buffalo, you got to find ways to be more efficient, and you got to avoid the mistakes. Because early on, there were just a couple windows given up. That, of course, added up by the end to be a win for Bedford, as we had 2 people leave. I think they might be making a sub, and then Bozy went and changed his name. So, and I think the lobby died. So I'll have to remake that. I'll try to rejoin first, because, you know, there's always a chance it just kicked me. But I was given a black screen. So we're going to have to remake probably. Again, I will see if it is still up somehow. And it is not. And so we will remake. We'll get the lobby back up. We'll get everyone back in. And then we'll advance on to game number 2. I mean, I don't know. Usually it happens when someone doesn't ready up. That occasionally, especially if it's lobby host, I think. But just kind of in general, it can happen that way. As we do have one team in. I think pretty much both teams, actually. I'll wait to make sure we just have our playing rosters. And it looks like we do, and so we are good. We'll load in now. Game number 2. Bedford won ahead. But Buffalo did not make it easy. Can they level up one more tick to get a game win? Or will Bedford once again just sneak away to match point? This one rolling back towards Neo. He'll bang it across. Zilch will turn. He'll be the first to go. Now Bozy will bang it. It's on. It's in. For the second game in a row, Bedford strike first. As again, just no one plays the net. Louis with low boost cheats away. And it's just a straight dead center shot that no one's ready for. You feel like it has to be better than that for Buffalo. This one's out towards the left side again. Bouncing down, Neo already up, drops it down. It will be wide, and Craney will pop it away. Zilch now on it next. Down around the corner off the sidewall. Frighten, who is stepping in for Lynx in this game. Getting the clear out there. Bozy now looking for another save. I believe Frighten gets a bump on Louis there. That'll slow down the attack. This one will pinch over, and it's free space for Neo. He'll get the mid boost. He'll now drop back down. He'll get one more touch, but easily responded to by Frighten. Now Bedford chase. Bozy gets it down to the corner. Neo pops it up. Could be a pass to the other team, but no one jumps, and Louis gets it away. Still, it's Frighten to return it. Off the back wall again. Craney, it's still wide. Now another one off the left wall. Louis trying to get it downfield. Craney dunked in by Louis. Still, it's at the midfield, but Neo will win it forward. Now in the Buffalo corner. Neo trying to center. Frighten cuts it away. Neo now off the right side again. Cleared long, but Zilch is there. Off the right wall. No one to shoot. Bozy will just catch and dribble downfield with a big 50 all the way to the orange corner. Just over 3 minutes left to go, and we're settling into a similar spot to game one where it feels like we're back and forth, likely even Buffalo favored in terms of possession, but it's just not doing much. It hasn't really felt like Buffalo have been that threatening for the most part, and it's just kind of felt like Bedford are holding their lead. But, of course, again, still a lot of time, and things changed last game, and so they similarly could still in this one. Cranio going to get a catch up towards the ceiling, trying to get it downfield. Neo just going to get bumped off it. Zilch in there next, but it's a giveaway to Frighten. Craney from the corner. Even on the challenge, Bozy will get demoed, but it's another open net. Very few of Bedford's goals have been with a goalie defending, but hey, they'll take what they can get. One's in the corner, one's on the backboard, and one is slightly downfield, but none of them are covering the net, and so it's an easy shot, and it's 2-0 with half the game left to go. Around the outside again. Bozy tracking it down, but it's dunked over to the right side. Zilch would have gone, but didn't have the boost too. Now Bozy cutting in, but it's still Zilch to get the touch away. Frighten demoed off it as well. Neo racing in, but Craney evades the bump. He gets the save, and he sets up, I believe, Frighten for an almost full field shot, although it will drop just wide. Craney, though, going for an air dribble from his back wall, won't connect. Neo off the bar, but Bozy, a great touch out to the side. Frighten now with control, finds Bozy, but Louis, this time, finally back in net, able to make a save. As two players will miss on that one, Zilch will have to play it. He will get to the side wall. Now out off the backboard, hard read, and not a single soul makes it. Neo's bouncer not nearly strong enough again. Now around the outside, dropping down. Louis trying to read it, but Bozy's up first. Frighten now downfield again. Out around the corner, it's Neo to send it down. Bozy the pop across. Craney, pop downfield. Zilch now knocks it down. Rolling back again, Frighten's touch. Blocked away by Louis. Neo now on it next. Trying to wait under it as a demo comes through. Zilch to the back wall. Double down. It'll go wide. Time starting to run out for Buffalo. This one going wide once more. Neo there. Pass back. Zilch scores. Once again, they have life. Just a bouncing ball that beats the goalie. And for the second game in a row, from 2-0 down, Buffalo will put one on the board. But they're again still in need of another, and maybe two, but Louis will get a good save. Final 30 seconds already. Louis trying to follow it. He's out of boost. Craney trying to pop it out. Neo just gets beat. Frightened downfield. Craney in the air again. Shot is high. Follow up is in. 3-1. A 2-goal lead for Bedford. And it seems they're gonna close it out again. The early parts of these games are just so far back. Well, the early parts are just so out of control for Buffalo, I think is the simplest thing. Because we're just seeing, I mean, to be fair, it was the OT goal as well in the last game. But it feels like Buffalo, as that's a great goal by Craney. That'll add one more to the total. It'll now be 4-1, and we will play one more kickoff for probably about half a second. It feels like Buffalo, which I think it was at the very least the same in the Vancouver series, that it feels like they have the potential to make this a close game. But there's just a couple mistakes that you just can't make. As this time they'll get outshot 9-8, so by 1 yet again. But this time they're outscored by 3, as it is now match point for Bedford. 1 game away from getting back to 500 at 3-3, and stopping at the very least Madison and Boston from clinching a spot this week. We'll see, though, if they can close it out as we load in game number 3. No server restart this time, as we are right back into the action. Bedford 1 game away. Buffalo have played it close, but they need to clean it up. Let's see if they can do so, or if Bedford can just eke it out again. Double commit here could get scary, but it'll float its way out to the corner. Neo now stalls on the boost and will be able to get it, but it's still dunked down by Bozy. Zilch with control again, trying to get it downfield, down towards the back row, dropping down, but Frighten's already on it. I should mention no roster changes this time, so Link's still going to be watching from the sidelines. But we'll see if his team can close it out for him. As Zilch pops it up again, looking for a pass across. Craney's on it. Shot on. Louis saves it wide. Now Louis still behind it. Down the sideline, looking for a shot across. It'll bounce up high. Is there a read? No. Craney the only one there. And Bedford again will survive the threat. Demo will open up some space here as well as Bozy controls it. Louis now downfield. Craney in the air. Louis rolls it around again, but no one is there again. Brighton won't hit it, but it doesn't even matter. This one, though, popping back. Neo over towards the left. Louis trying to bring it down. Now Louis around the outside, down off the ceiling. Craney will clear it long downfield. Neo off the right wall. Craney up in the air. Bozy jumping in next as this one's 50 down. Zilch is there, but it's 50 out to the side. Louis now waiting on it. Pinch all the way across, but a little bit harmless. We're a minute and a half in. No goals on the board, so a decent start for Buffalo, but of course they'd like to get one by their name. Because as it stands, 1 goal the other way will put them in a very bad spot. As Zilch tries to wait behind this one, it'll get 50 straight up in the air. Neo trying to send it down, but Bozy's ready for it. Everyone dove forward. Frighten the other way. Zilch gets to the corner, but Craney's on it again. It's a bump, and it's a goal for the 3rd game in a row. The Bulldogs have first blood. As Frighten just, well, I mean, he got in the way of Neo, but I think Neo just left the net. I think by the time he ran into Frighten, he was already out of net, and it would have just been in anyway. So maybe it messed him up, but I still think it's a defensive misposition, as that's an earlier start. Zilch gets it back. Very shortly after the first goal goes in, Louis' shot is blocked, but Zilch is there for number 2. Now 1-1. We are all tied up with over half the game left to go. The back wall again now. Bozy trying to get it downfield. Craney down to the back wall, but can't get a double on target. Dropping down again, this one off the right side. Louis trying to bring it down, dumped by his teammate, but he'll recover and go again. To the back wall, centering, Neo, it's wide. 50'd just off target. And as we have crossed the halfway point, we will remain tied as that one's off the bar, but Bozy dunks it back in. Two, one. Bedford lead once again. And the pressure builds once more for Buffalo. As once again they're making it a game, but once again they're just behind the pace. And it feels like still just too many defensive plays are getting awkward. And every single time they do, it's just another goal in their net. There's a double commit. There's goal number 3. Bozy the pinch across. Craney there to secure. It is 3-1. And with 108 seconds left to go, it's looking to be all Bedford here. Another bang downfield. It's played over off the left side. Now caught by Zilch, looking for a 50. Of course, still enough time for Buffalo to battle back. But it'll be a long way to get there. And Brighton's looking pretty good on the 50s. Trying to go again. Bozy will beat them all, but it's just wide off the post. And Louis will get the next 50 out wide. Zilch now trying to drop it in. But Bozy just wide again. Dropping down. Played away. This one there. Zilch looking for it. As it's out towards the left wall. Bozy trying to get there. It'll be Zilch to go the other way now. Around the outside again. Zilch over to the left wall. Bouncing back out. It'll be Zilch waiting under it. He'll catch, he'll cut. 50 down towards the back wall. Now off the left side. This one bouncing down. Craney trying to get it away. Up in the air. Off the back wall. The shot goes high. An unfortunate one there for Bozy. But realistically, it probably shouldn't matter. But let's see. Up in the air now by Frighten. This one dropping down, played across. Zilch trying to get it away. Now another one dropped down. Bozy will be there for the catch. He'll go over to the left wall. He will waste so much time for the 3rd game in a row. Buffalo will make it close, but for the 3rd game in a row, they will come up second. Once again, it's a late goal on the board for Bedford as they are up 4-1 for the 2nd game in a row. And as the time will run down to 0. Bedford sweep Buffalo and get back to 3-3. A clean game by them. Certainly a good fight by Buffalo. You'd be wrong to not give that to them. But just not enough, pretty simply. It's just, again, we pointed out in pretty much every game, too many mistakes. And so that costs them in the end. And so we will ask about an interview as always. Yeah, of course that will affect the scenarios. I'll have it updated by the next game. But now the next 2 teams, Madison and Boston, will not be able to clinch this week. And both Daytona and Incheon, of course, already had to, but both teams will be required to win in order to make it through, at least, well, to secure their spot. But either way, we are going to have an interview, and so we will be back in just one moment. And we are back with Bedford. I'd say a pretty clean game. You guys take it with a sweep. How's it feel to be back to 3-3?
It feels great. It feels good. I think that was our first sweep of the year, so we're hoping to get a couple more before season ends.
Absolutely. Now, you guys got out to a pretty hot start in all of these games. Why do you think in pretty much all of them they were able to get a fight back?
I think just a couple silly mistakes. I think a simple double commit or maybe, you know, getting a touch that we don't want. I think we work really well when our rotations are on point. And then once that momentum kind of shifts a little bit, we slip up here and there, but we have the ability to always kind of pick it back up. So, you'll see a couple plays like in and out of the games. Especially like game two, like halfway through game two, we might miss a rotation or go for an unexpected cut, things of that nature, and it kind of we play very much off of tempo. So, but other than that, I think that's the biggest thing.
Absolutely. And of course, game one ended up getting the closest out of it as they brought it back to OT. After that, you guys were kind of able to stop it and get back up at 3-1. Of course, the sub was there, but otherwise, was it just kind of a more conscious mind to avoiding those mistakes?
Well,
Yeah, I think so.
I think also we kind of got warmer.
Okay.
About to say the guys that didn't end up getting here until about 15 minutes before match, so they only got about a game or two in together before we actually got into the series.
Absolutely. And then, of course, there's a pretty big win for you guys. Next week, you guys are slated to play up against Vancouver, another team down in the bottom part of the standings. How do you feel about that matchup?
Getting walked.
I feel pretty good, honestly.
They're getting
honestly, we're feeling pretty good about that series after the loss of Boomer. It's looking a little rough over there at the Void area right now.
I'll even triple down. They're getting walked. 1,000,000%. I don't mean to be that guy, right? But I'm gonna be that guy.
Arrowblade who? Put that man on the field.
Honestly, I think it'll be a good series. I just don't think they have the firepower that we do. So I mean, it's really going to be on them whether or not that they can catch up to our pace and be able to really put shots on net. I think that's their biggest thing is just making sure that they get put shots on net and outpacing us, which is going to be pretty tough. So. I think we have that in the bag, but you never know, right? They could surprise everybody. They're not bad players by one bit. So we'll just we'll see come game time.
Absolutely. Well, I do think that's about all I have for you guys. So congratulations on the win and good luck next week.
Appreciate it,
Doggo.
Doggo. Thank you so much for casting.
Thank you.
All right, and that will do it for the first game of the night as Bedford take it down with a quick sweep. Again, they point to mistakes. For Buffalo, they definitely need to point to mistakes. So not the cleanest series, but it's Bedford who come out the cleaner of the two. They'll get back up to 500. They'll make it a bit less ideal of a week for a couple other teams. But again, we'll talk about that with our next series. Your final score here one last time. Bedford 3, Buffalo 0. A clean sweep for the first game of the night. We got one more up next. That one will kick off at 9 p.m. So we'll be back live in just a little bit. We hope to see you then for more Week 6 in the Pixel League.